What's going on? Move the Mouse back in the town of Woodgarden with episode 4.5. So, 4.5. Yeah, so I recorded episode 4, and then when I went to edit it, I realized I recorded with my stream overlay on the entire time, and it looked pretty stupid, so I scrapped it. And unfortunately, I did not have an alternate save where I could jump back. So I did some work. I want to show you what I did, and I think we can really focus this episode on the industry for the most part. So let me take you on a tour. So I think in the last episode, I cleaned this up a bit and added some more area. We're almost at level 5. So you can see here, we've got just enough workers if we can maintain 800, and we're about to produce enough units to throw us into level 5. So I added some more barracks to give more places for the workers to move in. Added a couple fields, and I also moved out, I think it was the cattle shed over here, over to here. So this building initially was on the property. Technically it's still in the industry area. We've added a flour mill as well, but the reason I moved those off is because they pollute, and these do not. So we didn't want to pollute our farmland, so I moved kind of the processing, flour mill, and cattle shed over here. So they're still part of the chain. They're right next door, but they're not polluting. I made a bit of a grid here, and I think this was the last episode where I kind of expanded this, and then also turned this into just traditional farm zoning, just for a little bit of flair. This neighborhood over here has filled out all the way down to the water, and you can see our interchange right here is doing pretty good. It's not too bad. Traffic-wise, we were at 93%, so I'd like to try and stay on top of it. Couple points of congestion here or there. This intersection, of course, being very busy. There's a lot of traffic coming in and out of the city. I don't remember where things left off, so apologize. We had the park, and I had started working on this neighborhood over here. And then this is mostly new. So up here we have another T-intersection from the highway, spaced out relatively far enough, I think, where it shouldn't cause any backup on the highway itself. Looks like things are moving nicely. And this is starting to fill in. And then here, I kind of had these two streets meet. This is that one that pours off the highway. This is the one kind of goes off at that 45-degree angle. And we're going to start to kind of blend the neighborhoods in together here with some cross streets. But maintain the same principles. So commercial on the kind of main drags here and here. We've got plenty of room for a park once we eventually work on it. Park where the trees are, basically. And then we'll have zoning pickup elsewhere. We've got a ton of demand, though, for industrial. And rather than meet that over there, I thought we could continue on down this way. And what I did here, little triangle, we had some city service in here for the fire department. I then turned kind of what will become officially Main Street in the slightly larger downtown area. We'll get into some high-density stuff. But this is going to be 4-lane roads, and we'll have streets that come in and out back behind here. So I think that is the project for today's episode, is waiting for level 5 on that farm, which is going to happen any second. I'm pretty sure. Let's come back, 12 units? Can we do 12? And come in, yeah, right behind that road. So we'll keep building out some neighborhoods this way. Maybe we'll even keep this, let's see. So we can kind of do it at 45 maybe on this end street. See if that works. Let's redo these. Let's see if I did something wrong here, I think. So right here, we'll come out 25 right there. We'll come out in about increments of 5, and that way we'll have should have a good, decent angle that we can build kind of a back street on to connect everything through. So like that, now we can kind of connect these. We'll have a little bit of a dead zone in behind there. Maybe we could turn this into a park. We're going to do a little park down here, a big city park over here, and we'll keep kind of expanding. I really am surprised that the industry hasn't leveled up. It's got to be so close. Let's go look. 134. There we go. Well, I knew it. I knew it was going to be close. So now we've got large fruit field, animal pasture, and crop field. We've got a food factory and a large grain silo, and we've got an achievement. Level and industry up. Level and industry area up to level 5. So let's come over here. Let's focus on this for a minute. So we've got a whole production chain going. We've got fruit and crop fields that produce the crops. The animal fields, which produce animal products. And then over here, we've got the flour mill and the cattle shed. And the cattle shed is taking in crops to produce animal products, all in the same building. This is taking in crops to produce flour. So we kind of need to decide, do we want to go one way or the other? One of the things that we unlock are these unique factories. So I've already built one of these. I threw this in the last episode. Let's go take a look at that. The last episode that I didn't record, I believe. So this is Go Nuts Donuts, and this is a food factory. So it takes crops, flour, and animal products, and then outputs baked goods. So this can be placed outside the industry area, the unique factories. Everything else kind of sits inside of here. Now, what we could do is let's modify this block a bit. So we've got our power plants here. I did drop in the solar updraft tower. I put it right next to the other power plants for now. And we have all these turned off because we don't need the power production at the moment. But let's make a little room here. Let's delete these 3. And let's move this down so that we have some room for some warehousing. So we've got a warehouse yard. Small warehouse, medium warehouse, and large warehouse. So they're all for storing goods, obviously with more and more capacity as you go up the chain. And then you have these different operating modes. So fill, empty, and balanced. Balanced mode warehouse will operate based on the current demand. So let's see if we can get a large warehouse in here. Tell me, how big is that? Oh my God. Look at the size of this thing. That is insane. That is crazy. You're getting a lot of money for $32,000. If you get your money's worth there. All right, medium. Can we get a medium in here? No. Let's get small. Could we do 2? Now, the factories do pollute. You can see that it's complaining it doesn't have enough resources. So we need to get those resources from our farmlands. We can interact with this building again and see that it needs animal products, crops, and flour to output pastries. And you can see what it has enough of. So this is taking crops to produce flour. So a lot of these things are taking crops to do things. Every animal pasture and this cattle shed requires crops to turn into animal products. This requires crops to turn into flour. And then those goods are used over here to make pastries. So we got to make sure that we have enough of everything. This warehouse, stored resource, we can say whatever we want. So maybe we could store, one of each of animal products, flour, and crops. Can we not store crops directly there? I guess not. The crops are going to get delivered directly. So let's see what we're producing kind of the least of here. So I mean, we're doing pretty good on all fronts. We're pretty balanced in terms of what we're doing. Let's see what we can improve, though. So improve logistics, packaging, and scheduling of deliveries is more efficient. Increases storage capacity of extractors and processing buildings. Increases upkeep costs of industrial buildings by 10%. We are $29.65 total profit right now. So that basically costs us about $100. Improved worker safety. Increases worker health, cost 1 per worker. So let's hit play it 3 times and see where that's at. I think that's okay. I mean, we're still making a profit here, and we're still producing goods. We could get a couple more fields in if we wanted. So why don't we look at that? Max out this area a bit. At some point, I think we can kind of overdo it, but let's see. Crop fields? Let's do more crop fields down here. So we'll get 2 more of those in. Let's see. Let's actually move this over. We'll put it next to the other ones. I didn't realize. So we'll do that. I'm actually going to bulldoze this. And let's do fruit all up and down there. So medium fruit. There we go. So we got a little orange grove going. We've got a bunch of corn happening here. What is this one? Cotton. We don't need that yet. We're not making clothes or anything. Let's just really try and get this pastry business up and running. Oh, by the way, before I forget, you know who makes the best pastries? Ice Cube Factory. So let's rename that. There we go. Go Nuts Donuts Ice Cube Factory. They make pastries. This right now is completely out of resources. Stored resource. Let's do animal products here. Produced by pastures, cattle sheds, milking parlors, and slaughterhouse. Cannot be imported. Has to be produced locally. Can be exported for money. And we'll just leave it on balance mode for now. Freight trucks in use. 0 of 20 right now. And we can store 2,500 tons of products here. So that is animal products. Can we... Let's get these out of here. Let's move some stuff around. Make some room for more warehousing. So we've got all our power plants there. Let's delete these and let's see what we can get in here for warehouses. So, oh, they're already moving back in. We're gonna go with small. We gotta go with a small warehouse, huh? Let's do this. Let's do a storage yard in between the 2 warehouses. So this one is, let's double check this again. This is the animal products one. Animal products and balanced. And then this will be flour and balanced. And then what can we do in a storage yard? Anything? Flour. I guess we could do our timber that we're working on over in that other industrial area. And then maybe we can get some other factories along this strip. So we'll eventually move out all the zoning. The zoned industrial over here, and we'll try and fill that in with the actual industry buildings from the DLC. Now, we've got all that industry demand, though, for right now, and for that, I think I mentioned it, but I got sidetracked. We got to extend this, and I want to do some offices through here. So we'll do the 4-lane roads. We're going to go at least 30 between intersections to kind of keep things flowing along the main street. And what do we do over here? See, I think we can keep coming over with that same grid. Maybe we change it up a little bit. So what if we did this? We'll come down 12. No, you know what? I'm going to keep this grid going. I know it can be a little bit boring, but it really helps us cram in some stuff here with the limited space that we have. We'll do that, and then we'll kind of allow the coast to creep up here. Can we come over another 30? I'm going to come up a block every 30 so that we start working our way away from the shoreline there. like so. And then let's extend this one more time. And then what do we do here? So this can kind of be our transition point into the downtown area. So I'm thinking that we kick right into some office zoning right here. Right along the main roads. Let's do that. Let's see what building theme we have. I think we're on North American style, which I prefer. I do want to build a European style map at some point. We'll really go heavy on the European style buildings, but when we're building grids like this, North American style is the way to go. Let's do this. Let's district this off. Go to the small tool. And we'll define all this as its own district, basically. And this is going to be our Great American Downtown. I could probably fill this in with a larger tool at this point, but we're so close, so we're done. I guess, yeah, we can extend it. Let's extend this all the way down to the edge of the map. And this will be our downtown area for now. A lot of similar buildings moving in, but that's okay. Water, where are we at? Bring this all the way to the edge of the map. We're getting in a comfortable spot money-wise. I want to keep an eye on what we're doing for the pastry exporting business. But we've got that industrial demand that's being met there. All offices down this main street. Maybe I should have only done one block of that. And we could do some commercial on the next block. Sorry. Didn't mean to move you out so fast. But let's kind of space that out and spread it out a bit through the zone, through the downtown area. So we'll do that. Get some mixed use commercial in there too. And then I think maybe what we should do is I don't want this to just transition from low res to high res. Low density, that is, to high density. So how do we kind of transition that? Do we put another little park in here, maybe? Maybe this can be a park? What do we think? Let's move this park into the park, into what will be the park. And then there's a little bit of a transition that way, right? Doesn't this just jump into big buildings? Let's come over here. Pause. I'm going to do some buildings outside of the park. And let's see if we get one more block in here. Not exactly. Do we have an area that we can buy? Not yet. Okay, so let's expand this way then. Come on over here. Is that where it's going to snap? Yeah, right there. Oh, it's a little crooked. It's okay. So we've got kind of office running along this strip. Let's keep up with that theory. And we'll do like that. 4 back from the road. And now we can fill this in with some residential. So fill tool, we'll do all that. We'll do all this as residential. So some neighborhoods back in here with some apartments. This can kind of be, let's see. Do we fork off of here, maybe? I don't want to come too close to this intersection. I don't want a 5-way intersection. So let's maybe come off at a 90-degree angle from that street. So from this side street, we'll come off this way. We'll do that. That way this gets this back area connected a little bit better. Some alternative routes for people to drive around. We'll dezone that. Let's break that building and dezone that. I think that will be okay. And we'll do some more commercial in through here. Head along there. And that should be enough to keep us satisfied for a while. We still have a lot of industry demand. So maybe we can do a little office park. As soon as we can buy a zone, I wouldn't mind doing an office park down by the water there. Let's see though. I think... Check our district. What I want to do here, I love the green cities, high density buildings. So let's do that. Let's let people start moving in. Let's check our water coverage over here. I think we got it all. We did. May as well do this too. And at some point, we're going to want one more highway exit maybe that dumps down into here. So when we buy that next tile, we'll bring it into one of these roads, I think. So what we'll need to do, and this looks like a good spot for it, is once we can buy that next tile, kind of right along this tile edge, we'll bring another highway ramp in here that can service this area, and then we'll kind of be splitting up our traffic pretty well off of that highway. So, you know, industries is covered over here by this exit. This side's covering that residential pocket. This piece is covered by that. And then we'll definitely want another one over here as we get into more high density areas. Let's see here. Now, one thing we could consider upgrading to down the road is this 4-lane road. Where is it? On Main Street. This could take a monorail. That might be kind of interesting to do a monorail over here. We'll have to break some stuff to have it cut in and out, but that might be kind of cool to have a monorail running up and down our downtown area. We will we'll have to look at that. Do I have that as an option yet? Have we unlocked monorails? I mean, we've unlocked a lot of stuff at 9,000 population, huh? What was the cap on this one? 60,000? So our next one is at 12. Crematoriums area, water treatment. Some good stuff for our city. But let's figure out. Let's round this one more block off. I don't want to build too close to the edge of the tile because again, this is gonna be a good spot for a highway entrance. We'll figure out how to snake that into a couple areas. But let's do this for now. Let's get rid of some of this commercial zoning. And let's replace it. Commercial on that strips. Okay, we'll do all this in office. And that should fill up pretty quick. Now, since we're building so much office space, one thing we want to keep an eye on for sure is education. So, what do we got? Elementary school's good and in the green and pretty well covered everywhere. Not so much down here, huh? Little dry spot in there. And we don't really have any residents up there, so maybe let's just move this one. We don't have anything going on this side of the block. So I think we can do that. As far as high school coverage, again, a little dry over here. Definitely not good over here. So let's fill some of that in. put one kind of here on our main street. And that actually has everybody covered pretty well now. We'll do another one in our downtown area somewhere over here. But we've also unlocked University. And that we can definitely do in our downtown area. And I feel like we should have almost like its own little neighborhood out back here somewhere. Maybe this could be a combo park / university area as a nice separation. Let's find a spot to move this to. Maybe on this corner. Moved a couple people out. That's okay. And then let's drop a university in down here. So I'm going to do that for right now. So for the sake of just getting it done for this episode, I'm going to drop this in here. But I think I would like to clear out a spot like this, push this back. I think it would be more sensible if it was kind of sitting on the main road at some point. And hang on a second. Where is it? Come on. Just because this is a nice, quick, easy change. There we go. So, conveniently right next to the university. What we've got here is just the university as a kind of a placeholder. We'll find a better spot to drop it in. But, considering we're putting all this office space in, we're going to need educated workers. We actually look like we're doing pretty good for the most part. I'm pleased with the progress of this city. Couple abandoned commercial buildings. But that's not the end of the world. What do we got over here? A couple abandoned commercial buildings, of course. There's not enough people over here to support all these. I was going to make a little park and move some residents in by the farms, and I just never did that. So we'll get there eventually, though. Farming-wise, how we doing? How's our profit? I think we could be doing a lot better. And somebody alluded to something in the comments. I really have to dive into industries more and figure out the balance of all this. The supply chain makes sense, but making it run really effective is still a mystery to me. So if you've got tips or tricks, let me know in the comments down below, or better yet, join the Discord and get involved in the discussion over there. If you enjoyed today's video, likes, comments, and shares all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications for updates on new videos in this and other City Skylines series. On the next episode, we'll get going on the Metro, but until then, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.